Welcome to the season preview episode for the British Touring Car Championship season 2026 of the Final Corner podcast. My name is Colin, and as always, I am joined by my very, very knowledgeable and much better at this hosts, Tom and Nick. Welcome, gents.
Hello.
Hello. It's that time of year. It's happening.
Yes.
British Touring Car's back. Bam.
The excitement is still here. We're not jaded yet.
No, and there's no Formula One race clashes either. So hopefully more eyes on our favourite sport.
Yeah, I feel like you guys have actually been proper journalists on this one. You guys went to the season launch. Was it last week? Was it Brands Hatch or Donington? Was it Brands? See, I don't even know that. That's how bad I am. So yeah, you guys actually went, attended, watched the cars go around, met a couple of drivers. You know,
yeah.
Ish.
If we were proper,
maybe not met.
yeah, if we were proper journalists, we'd have quotes, and we have precisely zero. An additional insight, also zero.
You can make up some quotes, with no way of fact checking. Yeah, so
I mean, Plato was on the tannoy swearing away, which is ideal when there was a load of families there.
Yes, for half term.
Yeah, but it was a wonderful trip. It was like a nice sunny day, but it was free. But let's say there was around 8,000 to 10,000 people were there across the day. Definitely thinned out later on, but that's fair because it's a long session. And there was an autograph session for everybody in the middle. Really well done. I've never been to a pre-season test or any test of any sort before, and it was really enjoyable, especially if you're into photography or just relaxing, taking a family there, having an ice cream on a sunny day. I think the weather helped. Brilliant.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyable. It was good to see all of the teams out all at once.
And there was an extra...
sorry, Tom. I was going to say about Nick Hamilton did do a few offs, 3 that we know of in the time we was there.
We were actually right at 2 of them.
Yes.
So Paddock Hill, he lost it on corner entry. So he backwards across the top and then into the gravel. Mercifully not in the wall. And then, looking back at some of my still pictures, he had a puncher. He had a puncher and he went and slammed the wall at the final corner, right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And since reading around on the internet, he wasn't the only one to have a puncher. Apparently there was at least 3 or 4 other ones around.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was quite warm. And we don't know what compound. I suppose they're all on the softer tyre.
I don't really know. It wasn't ever said what tyres they were on.
No, I don't think they have to say it's testing, right? So could that be a trait when we come back to Brands or across the season? We'll have to keep an eye on the good years.
Indeed.
Is it good years? Is it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay.
As in
That's
good
right.
year Wingfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
many years of Dunlops, and I nearly said it.
I know. That's why you caught me there. I was like, "Are you sure?" Yeah. But yeah, well done. Well done.
Yeah, when you mentioned it, I panicked.
Yeah, I had to think about it.
There was definitely big Goodyear banners when we were there.
Yeah, lots of banners, weren't there? It was
Yeah.
like a proper race weekend.
It was bannered up for the BTCC race weekend. So interesting that if it's free, who's paid for it? What's the I guess as Brands Hatch made the money from the food, and
Oh, yes, they did.
they certainly did. Yes. Also, the simulator centre that's there. Me and Nick had a good go on that time trial. So they
lost again.
Very close though. Nick's been modest because he was 3/10 up and just made a slight mistake on the final corner. So it should have been a convincing victory.
Good fun though.
Sneaked in a quicker lap there. Yeah, 2 British touring cars, wasn't it, on Brands Hatch? So quite good to drive on a motion sim.
Yeah, it was nice. It was the Hyundai from I think from a couple of seasons ago, the actual model, but the one that's on the grid now.
Yeah. So that's a good day. That you get to buy food, ice cream, see Formula One merchandise shops, drive a simulator, get a suntan, watch touring cars drive around, meet Mikey Double.
Indeed.
What more can you want?
Watch lots of people walking around in heavy jackets for some unknown reason. It was
There was that.
hot.
Yeah. It was sweltering, but it was like a summer's day, really, wasn't it?
It was really nice.
Well, I'm glad you have fun in the South of England, nice and hot. Because I had to scrape my car yesterday, and I'm just not. It's just not on. Right? It's just not.
That's
on.
just spring. It's been raining all day here, so.
Fair enough. So, did you glean any sort of insight in who's quick, who's not?
Oh.
Was there any live timing or anything like that available to the punters? Or
There was on the TSL website that does the official timing. You could see times, lap counts, and things like that. But you had to look at it on your phone or on a website. Well, there wasn't anything at the trackside to see it.
There was trackside commentary as well, though, which was quite handy. So I didn't expect that. So they really put everything on they could. And yeah, TSL timing, like there's good mobile signal there, so you could easily access it if you knew where to go. Would have been nice to put a sign somewhere. Yeah, but I can't remember, but it seemed like the Napa cars were just doing lap after lap after lap after lap after lap after lap after lap. I don't know if they have like unlimited fuel and tires budget compared to other people, but it just seemed like they were just going round and round and round and round and round. And one thing as well I've noticed is that apparently Ingram didn't use the boost once.
Ah, interesting.
And he's even said this now in an interview I saw on Touring Car Times since. So it's not sandbagging, is it really? But let's not read too much into the fact that all the Hyundais were towards the bottom of the timesheets. When presumably in testing, you could do a lap with a maximum TTB to simulate qualifying and being last in the championship, right?
Oh, yeah.
And fresh tyres and stuff. So you can't read anything into the times other than the Napa cars were just on it all day. And those drivers would have been tired.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's what when you're in the position that the Hyundais are, where they're expected to be at the front or at least fighting near the front, you want to do your testing without boost and things like that because you're expecting to have all these limitations on race weekends.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, clever. Obviously, you could see in the side window when people were using the boost and the people were. I'm just trying to think what else happened. Well, we saw Moffat visit the gravel on the exit of turn one, nearly clip a wall. I don't know if that damaged the splitter and stuff. And also, Ricky Collard only ran in the afternoon. Technical issue, he did one out lap and that was it, which is not ideal when you've only just been announced as a driver and you've only got half the testing. Well, you've got limited testing compared to every other driver on the grid. And then when it's the final test session of the season, you only do half the day.
Yeah, and even his livery had coming soon and things on it rather than actual sponsors.
Yeah. What else? Josh Cook likes cutting onto the grass on the first corner. Is it allowed during race weekends, though? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but Selby was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I did notice. But yeah, Cook was the one who was really attacking the track the most. Him and Sutton, I think. Their cars just looked on edge in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, you know when you can just see the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the British Touring Car YouTube channel has put out onboards of Camish and Cook from the test.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how Cook goes the final corner in fourth gear. And we noticed it at the time. We're like, oh, Cook, he's on the throttle so early coming out the final corner, but he's in a higher gear. So presumably he has less wheel spin and understeer, and he's just timing it differently to... I think Camish was in third, but later on the throttle. He's early on the throttle, but in fourth. Interesting. Completely different technique.
Right, well, so we'll jump into our preview for next season. News. Big news, also, we talked about last season, was Jason Plato was returning as a team boss. And he was bringing back some Mercedes with him. What did you guys, certainly on track, what did you guys make of Plato racing, other than he's swearing over the tannoy? Like, how's their cars looking?
The cars look
The
pretty good.
driver's lineup was fairly safe, I guess.
Yeah, the driver lineup is not exciting, is it?
It's not, but it's financially viable.
Yes. One thing he did say on the tannoy was they're still looking for sponsors and they still haven't covered their backsides, I think you said.
Yeah, well, so Dan Rowbottom and Adam Morgan, who both of them I think are fine drivers, but
yeah, podium getters and race winners in the day. And Rowbottom had a strong year last year. Especially, he made some mistakes. I fell out with the team, but he also on his day, more often than not, was very, very quick. And towards the end of the season, was he having to sort of let people by as well? Well, when he felt like it. So he could have had more points by the end, I guess.
And I do think this team looks very well prepared for a new team. They've done all the things right. They've got people in from top teams. So all the elements are there. It's just whether or not this car is actually going to be quick.
It looked weird on the track, I felt.
It looked a bit soft.
It looked very soft and very low.
And
I don't know if that might be deliberate. Obviously, we've got RML going and do some tinkering on this. Jason was talking about how they're trying to hide the underneath of it because no one's allowed to see that. There might be some trick stuff there. They've then also spent money on things like carbon fiber inner doors, and also Ian Callum has designed the steering wheel in red. Now
yes.
that's all cool, but is that a performance thing? I'm not sure. I also noticed under the bonnet it has a weird patination on the inside of the bonnet, and I don't know if the road car has that, or if that's a race car specific thing. I couldn't quite work out what that was for. And all the engines and everything were covered up. I think the engines are mounted pretty low. I'll be honest, although it's a Tucker engine, isn't it? So hard to tell. I think there's been a lot of really cool engineering there. My slight concern is in the rough and tumble of British touring cars. Is that what you need to do?
Yeah.
Is it going to be delicate?
Yeah, going back to the days of toe links snapping on cars.
Or is it going to be just really expensive to fix?
Well, what was it you was telling me, wasn't it, where those cars came from?
Oh, these are two water damaged salvaged road cars. Yeah, 3 actually. They're building a 3rd. I read this in Car Magazine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So the bear chassis was cheap as chips, and all the money's gone on the parts. Well, it might be the best way of doing it, but it was very. When I read that, I thought that's a very Tony Gilliam, isn't it?
So he got quite high expectations for Plato racing this year. I mean, if they've got that car already, it's looking pretty decent. You know, they've got capable drivers. I don't think Rowbottom or Morgan, just on pure talent and pace, you would consider a front runner. But if the car works
maybe
with them,
Rowbottom.
Maybe Rowbottom more. It's maybe slightly unfair on him. But he was only one position ahead of Morgan last year in the championship. But, you know, can they really fight with the top guys, do you think, in that new car?
Not initially, I don't think, but the potential after the first couple of races, maybe.
That's my feeling as well. I think Plato was talking up. Was it he wants to be on the first 2 rows? Oh, I can't remember what he said now. That's pretty bad. So I should mention that.
I would think top 10 would be acceptable.
Reverse grid wins in it.
But yeah, you'd have to wait and see. They could be very good.
Obviously, Robot's come from a great car and a great team, so he'll know what lap times and sensations to feel.
Speaking of that team, Napa have changed their car this year. Sticking with the Ford, but they've went to a saloon version of the Focus. I mean, Ash Sutton, we don't really need to say much about, do we? One, either best driver on the grid or number 2 driver on the grid, depending on your view. Personally, I think he probably is the best. But he'll also be up there challenging for the title. And then this year, they're also going with Dan Camish. Again, is the most unlucky man in the world, usually.
And generally underrated.
Catch fire at some time.
Yes.
Or he'll switch it off by accident.
Yeah, one of those things will happen. But they've kept Sam Osborne as well for this year, who is a decent enough driver. But their newbie is Lewis Selby. Do we know much about Lewis Selby?
Well, he's got reasonable pedigree in minis. He was 3rd last season in the mini challenge, and the 2 drivers in front of him have got quite good resumes behind them. One being Jamie Osborne, who should be the person who's in that car, but medically he wasn't ready for this season. I'm not sure of the details, so I'm not sure if they've been made public, but he wasn't ready for that seat apparently. So they're looking to get him in next season. So Lewis Selby, who is, I'm not sure his exact position, is he the managing director of Napa?
I think so, yeah, in the UK.
So he has come in his place, but he does have a lot of racing experience in lower formula, just nothing at this level. Yeah,
he's obviously middle-aged. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go down this route, and business focused. So you wouldn't necessarily go, "Wow, star of the future," but he's done more than good enough in the supporting categories to deserve a seat. 3rd place in minis, no mug. But touring cars is another thing. It's very. What I quite like about him though in interviews, he's quite humble. So there was a video on YouTube of like the first test of the Focus Saloon. It was like a general test day at Donington, and he spun it and nearly wiped out another car and ended up in the gravel. And he was like, "Well, he's watched it and been like, I'm very embarrassed about that because it was my first lap and it was cold tires and I got cut out and oh dear." So it's quite self-effacing. Is that the right expression? So quite like that.
I think so.
And he's done a lot of laps in testing. So with a top class team in a great car. So I don't think he'll be embarrassed, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. He was really attacking the track as well. Sorry, Con.
Yeah.
But he was really going for it on the corners. He wasn't being shy at all. So
also, he was following Sutton around, which I thought was quite clever.
Yes.
Yeah, so Sam Osborne won a race last year
He did.
Yeah.
and he finished up finishing 16th in the championship. So do you think we're comparing Selby against him? Do you
I think
think
so.
he's got the capability of matching that car?
Once possibly yes, but I think Sam Osborne on his day, and once again, he's like possibly top six level, but when he's not on his day, he's bottom six level. So
Wild and all over the place. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, if he can get in and around him, that'd be very good.
Yeah, change car as well, but livery blue.
Yeah.
Remember they went with the split liveries last year as well.
Oh
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Are
Yeah.
they doing something like that this year or
Doesn't look like it.
Not as
no?
far as we can see yet.
There is a difference between the Selby Osborne and the Camish Sutton ones, slightly. Oh no, it's Camish and Sutton are slightly different.
Yeah, that's gonna say they look very similar.
Yeah,
Oh
but if you
yes,
look
the
at the front
yellow and
wing,
the front wheel arch.
yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it
So in
does seem to
term
be only Sutton who's running that.
It might be, yeah, very strange. But interesting to note that these are the same cars of last year, same chassis, but they've had the
Uh-huh.
rear added on.
in terms of Napa, obviously Camish and Sutton. What's your thoughts on the title then? We're also going to come to Tom Ingram and probably a few others, but for me, I always look at Ash Sutton and go, it's going to take a lot to beat him. And last year it took a Hyundai that could do a million miles an hour in a straight line. Um, so, what's your kind of thoughts? I thought Camish had a decent year rather than his usual woes. But Sutton, the lead driver in that team again, do you think?
Absolutely. I do rate Camish as a driver. I think he's an excellent driver. I just think anybody in the same team as Sutton will be second choice.
I think I'd love to see Camish, not that he needed to step it up, but just sort of take it a bit more throughout the season, because then all of a sudden it's a three-way fight, and it's just a lot more interesting then. And he has the car, the team, and the driving ability to do that. So I'm hoping this is a year where we see Camish in the final round with a chance of the title.
Oh, sorry about the noise there. You might want to say it again. Or mute me.
That's all right. I hope this is a year where Camish really takes it, because he has got the ability at the car and the team to do it, and I'd love to see Camish go into the final round of the season with a chance of the title, or taking it. That would just make it a lot more interesting. We're all assuming, based on last year's form, that Sutton versus Ingram, if it is the case, well, we can throw Camish in the mix, I hope, this year.
Mhm.
They've done a lot of testing and preparation.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the big difference between their seasons last year. I mean, they were second and third in the championship, but there was 121 points between them. Sutton finished 20th once, and then his other lowest result was 10th. So he was always in the points. Whereas if you look at Camish's results, he goes 8th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, retired, 14th, 1st, 19th, 6th, 2nd, 4th, 10th, retired. Like, he's so up and down. And a lot of it, some of it's bad luck and spontaneous combustion and
Mhm.
misplaced buttons and his teammate wiping him out when he was right at the end of the season and a very, very weird crash. But yeah, if he can find a level of consistency, he's got the pace to win that fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think from memory last year, he really struggled. Where you read out some 14th and 19th there, they might have been when the boost was down and he was on the hard tyre, he struggled more than Sutton.
Yeah.
It's that formula that he needs to work on.
Yeah, I mean, his last 6 races were 12th retired, 9th, 1st, 5th retired.
Because his
Like,
qualifying pace is up there. It's
yeah,
it's when the cards are stacked against him, Ash seems to be able to fight through or keep higher up the grid and defend.
yeah. Yeah, well, that probably brings us on to who we'd expect to be the main title rivals, and that's Team Vertu. And their drivers for this year are Tom Chilton, a returning Ricky Collard, which I am very, very happy about. Um,
Flashing the lights.
Mhm.
yep, yep, and it's the correct Collard to come back as well, so I'm doubly happy about that. Nick Hamilton has joined up with them as well, and then, of course, defending champion Tom Ingram. Now, again, same with Sutton. Ingram is a superb driver. He's comfortably one or two in the talent rankings, I think. But he certainly benefited last year from having an absolute rocket ship of a car, certainly in that second half of the season. I mean, whatever. I mean, he started the season well as well, but like the second half of the season, he was just flying past everyone. Like the straight line speed of that car was ridiculous.
Which race did I go to last year? I think I might have gone to Donington. I went to Donington, and on the tannoy, I didn't see it in the broadcast. Rowbottom put forward a theory that this team was holding something back on the engine department until later in the year, and then that's been stuck in my head. And it was then I was looking for confirmation bias, but it felt like that. It felt like that from the outside looking in sometimes, where the pace of that car. I heard from someone else it's potentially something really clever with center of gravity, but it seemed to be straight line. But then masked kind of by very short gear ratios, or it would hit the rev limiter very quickly, let's say.
Yeah, I mean to say he didn't have a bad start to the season. He was second, third,
Yes.
11, third, second. His first win came at Thruxton, and then he won one race a weekend, every weekend after that.
Yeah.
And he was never lower than. Well, he was
Amazing
outside the
team.
podium like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, amazing team, an amazing driver, right at the very, very tippity top, and a deserving champion. There were times where it was like, kind of looks like a car advantage last year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Completely. And I think he had the fastest car at the start of the season. He just didn't get the brakes.
Maybe. So they've done less testing than Napa, but you have to say that if they had a slight advantage anyway, that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, now we come on to the point that we make every single season. I hope this is a big year for Tom Chilton.
I mean, it's been over 20 years.
No, again, I thought I had a decent season last year, but I kind of, and Tom turns out this year didn't need it, but you always see the Napas and the packs. Like last few years, there's been 3 of them together, and then there's been Tom Chilton like in 12 with Ingram in first or second, like fighting alone. Yeah. So
obviously not all the time. Donington, Chilton took a win and stuff, but a lot of the time. And I would also say he did get the brunt of the unreliability last year. But generally, I totally agree with what you're saying.
I thought last year was a better year from him.
It was.
But again, I just look at you look at his name and you go, right, he should be at the front. And he is more now, but for several years he's not been where he should be.
Yeah, he should always have been the number 2 in that team, but he always gets outshined by potentially lesser teammates like Ronan Pearson, previously Senna Proctor. But yeah, he's always a steady hand, shall we say. He's going to get you points, just probably not quite as many as you want.
Yeah. No Senna Proctor this year. Again, that boy cannot get a full season out of anything.
He's the reserve driver for Napa. And he did do some of the testing, but allegedly did crash it at Croft.
Well, it's easy done. I'm not going to say anything bad about that giant of a man.
No, indeed. But speaking of crashes, Nick Hamilton's back, and he had quite a few at Brands Hatch, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It did, but it's a good car now.
Yeah. It's his first competitive car he's had in touring cars, and I'm expecting him to make a step up this year. I'm not saying he's going to be fighting for wins or podiums, but I think he should be more consistent.
Points. Should definitely be that car be around the bottom end of the points.
I think it's a more competitive grid this year, though. I mean, I know there's some notable absentees and a smaller grid in some respects, other than 2 Plato cars. So I don't know what the exact number is, but I think there's no Halstead, for example, right? So Ricky Collard's no mug, for example, and it's very, very few. Well, they're all good drivers at this point. This is interesting as well. This is a 2-year deal as well, apparently.
And I would say I've been critical of Hamilton in the past, and he's not good enough. But it's when you make a snap decision, when you actually watch the races, he's a bit slow. He doesn't quite keep up, and then you actually have to remember what he's going through to be on that grid. And he does a brilliant job. The more I think about it, we spoke about this at Brands as well. When he had his spin in front of us, I was thinking how much harder it must be for him to be on the throttle because he has a hand throttle and being on opposite lock with the steering wheel. It must be so much harder for him to control big moments. So I think the spin where he went off at turn 1, it just shows another driver might have been able to save it just because they don't have the limitations that he has.
Yeah, and if that's the case, that's always surely at the back of your mind. Well, you try and put it out of your mind, but if the car's right at the edge on its tiptoes, I've said that expression twice now. You might not be able to balance it as delicately, just because of that, what he's dealing with.
Yeah,
and as you said earlier, like it's the first time he's going to be in a front running car, and a team that's not just bolting together the baggy bits they can find a lot of the time. So like, and as you say, he's got 2 years now there in a car that's going to be a very good performer. So I'd love it to see if he's in fighting for the points most weeks. We're going back a long time now, but he used to be in that pack that was at the bottom end of the points quite regularly. What, 4 or 5 years ago? When we started this podcast. So yeah, it'd be good to see him more fighting there. Still the Hyundais again, still great cars. I still want a Hi30N, but hey. They're making new ones, aren't they? Electric ones. Are they electric or are they hybrids?
I think the rumor is that i30N might come back as a hybrid.
I'm sure I seen an advert on Instagram for one a few days ago. I wonder if they announced it already. Anyway, I didn't get one of those. I got a Honda. There's no Hondas here this year. I'm going to miss the Civics again.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I forgot there's no Hondas. But I would love to see somebody else drive Hamilton's car and see if they can be as quick as him, because of all of the different modifications he has to use to get around things. Put someone else in their car and see if they can actually be as quick as Hamilton. Because I think, given his restrictions, he is very quick.
Yeah, you're quicker than us. I'll agree with that. Okay, so that's Vertu, Napa, Plato, Speedworks, the Toyota Corolla again.
Corolla Racing this time, isn't it?
Yes, so it's not the Avensis on the entry sheet this year as it was a couple of years ago.
2 years, pretty much.
Yes, so we do have Max Buxton, who joined midway through last season in that car. Right, how are the Corollas split up then? Because you've got Josh Cook and a Speedworks as well, but the other Corollas are laser tools.
Yes.
How is that an actual split or is it just a sponsor thing?
It is a split because the laser tools are independents and Speedworks are constructors.
Fair enough.
Though they are technically one team.
But they are, the cars are built and prepared by Speedworks, aren't they? But
yeah.
You've also got, on the MB racing side, the laser tool side, some of the engineers from when they ran the BMW as well. So I think there is a personnel split as well, to an extent, but I don't think it's two separate teams, really. There's still 4 Toyotas on the grid made by Speedworks, so you would assume some of the mechanics are all the same as last year.
Yeah.
But yes, officially it's a split, different entries.
So, Josh Cook.
It's the year.
I'm sure I picked him. Someone picked him last year.
Probably me.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, someone always does. Last year, the team disappeared halfway through the season.
Yep.
And then he returned triumphant victory, the last race of the season, which was a nice end after a pretty shocking year for Josh. We say it every year, he's quick, he just can never find the car and team combination. And you'd hope this would be the year. Maybe.
I don't know in light of the other team's car development. That's my thing. If that Plato racing machine's any good, if the Power Max car's any good. Is this the only true hatchback on the grid? I think so.
That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that one.
Because the i30N is like a fastback style and everything else is a saloon. So aerodynamically, is it already at a disadvantage before they get started? Probably.
Yeah, they do have the M Sport engine this year that they started running halfway through last year on some of the cars and ended up with, I think, 3 of the 4 cars running it by the end.
I have mixed feelings about that because it might be an improvement over the engine they had. But to win the title, we've seen that generally you need a custom engine, right? Like, it's what the Hyundais have, it's what the Napa cars have.
Yeah.
Although a lot of the grid this year is the M Sport engine, isn't it?
It is. It's in 5 of the teams.
Yeah.
Although obviously 2 of those are the Corollas, and another 2 of them are the Audis. So maybe 3 teams.
Yeah, so Josh Cook, maybe, is what we're saying. Max Buxton did okay when he came in the car. Got a few points finishes.
He was respectable, wasn't
he? Yeah, not expecting much, but obviously done okay. And he's jumping in mid-season. So, Laser Tools with MB Motorsport. Well, of course, we've lost. Jake Hill's no longer with us. So that's not dead, but not longer in the good. He decided to depart. So the MB Motorsport Laser Tools has moved on. It's now with Aaron Taylor Smith and Flash Gordon Shedden. And I'm not going to pick Gordon Shedden for the title this year because I'm fed up doing it. And I'm not getting drawn in again. He did win a race last year, though, which was, I guess, good in his return. Very mixed season. Do expect Flash to be towards the front. And I thought ATS had a fantastic year 2 years ago. And then last season sort of fell back to his norm of 10th to 15th all at the time.
Yeah, I expect them to be doing better this year. It's just, as Tom was saying, I just don't know how competitive that Corolla is against the rest of the grid. I think Shedden, Cook, and Aaron Taylor Smith should be roughly on a par pace-wise. Just who gets the best out of that car on each weekend and how far up the grid they can be.
I think it's very for some reason it's so easy to forget that Shedden's a 3-time champion and one of the near record holders for like race wins and stuff like this in British touring cars. I just don't have that higher hope. What I do think though is a year in that car last year going to help this year. I don't think you can, even with those stats, jump back, take a year out of BTCC because it's very unique driving style and setups and all this stuff. And last year, I think he was thwarted by not understanding or driving to the track limit rules in qualifying. If he can solve that, he might get some better results. So often he was knocked out of the first part of qualifying. Obviously, different qualifying rules now as well. So
you just made me remember that Ricky Carlisle's back on the grid, so we will see more track limits.
Oh, yes. And more interviews about it, please.
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think they've got 3 brilliant drivers and 1 potentially good driver in those 2 teams. But I would say I do think, from our experience at Brands, that livery looks lovely in the sunlight.
Amazing.
It looks a really nice car.
But it made me think, there's a lot of sponsors there for a car that might finish 10th.
At least it's quite striking and easy to see.
You know, in an ideal world, you've got not just Ingram Sutton, but you've got Camish and Shedden up there, right?
Yeah.
And Cook.
We can dream. Right, on to another team who's changed their car. That's Power Max Racing. Every time I read that, I just expect to see an Astra. But of course, they caught fire last year in a fairly horrendous accident or incident, I suppose. But they've now got Audi A3s. So you've got Aidan Moffat, Dexter Patterson, who again I think is a very talented young driver, and Mikey Doble, of course. We love Mikey on this podcast. He's there as well this year. Any expectations?
Probably not for the season as a whole because of a new car, but it looked pretty good in the testing we saw. It was up near the top of the timesheets, not that that matters much. But yeah, I think it'll take him a little while just to get on top of a brand new car because obviously they were running that Astra for so long that it would take him a bit of time to get going, but the car looks nice. And Mickey Dobles, Mickey Doble. He's one of our favourite drivers, as you say. He's quick. Moffat on his day can be quick. Unfortunately, that day seems to be less and less the last few seasons. And Dexter's still, I forget how young he is as well. He's got potential to go there. So they've got 3 pretty good drivers in that team.
Yeah, the drivers can get podiums and, well, even the odd win in the right scenario. The car is an unknown, right? Car is an unknown. They did do a private test at Croft. So they sort of arrived at Croft unfinished for the public, the group test, and then they hired the circuit, I think, for the next day.
Yeah.
And then Brands. So they've done, I'm quite surprised how much testing they have done. I liked how they just built them in quiet, in silent, basically. And then we're like, here we are at the test with all 3. That was very impressive. this team's done amazing things with the Astra, but the Astra was a very much of a known quantity, oldest car on the grid by miles. I think this now makes the BMW the oldest car on the grid. It's impossible to know, so I hope they do well in the second half of the year.
Mikey Doble won a race last year, which was fantastic. Like he remembered to do one formation lap, which was good. And sorry, that was harsh. That is so unnecessary.
I was thinking it.
Yeah, I was thinking it.
Such a shame. But he did. He won in that Astra. They didn't do great when they went to the Cupras, which wasn't, as a mid-season change. It wasn't a surprise, but
yeah,
Moffat didn't get a podium last year either, which is probably a bit disappointing. Every year I think we had Moffat, he's going to take a step forward. He's always at the points, so he's not a slow driver. He just always like to see a wee bit more.
I think he might suit front-wheel drive better. I know he's had a couple of years in the Infinity and plus a year in WSR, so he's not unknown for rear-wheel drive, but what was quite concerning was Rainford and De Leon whooped him.
Yeah, Rainford had a very, very good season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Often unlucky, caught in scraps, but just latent pace, very impressive. And a win.
Moffat was like the fourth driver in that team.
Easy.
He shouldn't have been, should he? Should have been the second.
No.
Well, let's go into West Surrey Racing then, since we mentioned them. So Rainford's back. I'm very happy with that. I think he's a great talent. I think he stuck it on pole at Knock Hill as well as he's won a couple of podiums. So I'm sure, was that the one where him and Hill collided, or very close in one of the corners?
I just remember at Knock Hill, it was Rainford, De Leon, and Hill were all fighting for the lead at one point.
Yeah,
didn't De Leon send it and then go off?
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. So there was a bit of a inter-team fighting there. De Leon stayed on again. I think we've seen quite a bit of good stuff out of him at certain points.
They're both great drivers.
Last season. And is that it for them this year?
So they've scaled down a car.
Yeah,
and then
unfortunately,
the year before that there were 4 cars. Now it's just 2, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's not the most exciting of liveries either. It has the most random of sponsors on the side.
Well, it has a whiff of that sponsor is fake or not paid a lot, because otherwise the car would be blank. Because I think the drivers have maybe got their funding. I don't mind because I think they're great drivers. So you do you guys. But
yeah,
it is sad to see WSR without BMW backing anymore or Laser 2 sponsors, etc., etc.
Yeah, and like losing Jake Hill out of the BMW, you're kind of looking at those two drivers and saying, yes, very talented, but I like them a lot.
But not championship challenges.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that team to win the championship hunt this year.
But don't write them off. At certain tracks, Croft, Knockhill, they're going to win when they're going to be right in the mix and cat amongst the pigeon style is my prediction.
Yeah, they'll be fighting for odd wins. It's just it does seem to be time for them to pick a new car for next year if they're still going to be on the grid.
I just don't think they've got the financial backing to build a new car, honestly.
True.
There's no big sponsors there, no BMW Sport. Now, there is going to be an all-new 3 Series for next year. So if BMW UK would like to change their mind, we'd very much welcome it.
Okay, the last team on the entry list is Restart Racing, with James Dorlin returning. Dorlin, where did he finish last year?
Well, he got ousted for Cook, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even see him on the list.
No,
last
he
year.
had a very unlucky.
Oh yes,
he's quite low down.
Kind of at the lower end of the points, quite a bit.
I thought he was okay though.
Yeah, he did well because I think, especially like Thruxton and stuff, he was up there and then he had a mechanical issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he managed to make the final section of qualifying 2 or 3 times, but then whatever happened in the race, it didn't go his way. So and then obviously didn't do the final few races. So I don't think his results were quite indicative of his performance. And I hope here he's got, a good car, a decent team, and a full season ahead to really ramp it up.
Yeah, I mean, that car, as we saw last year, can potentially win races, obviously. Run by different teams, so the engineering or the setup of it will be slightly different. But I think he's got a good teammate in Smiley because he's a driver that is solid, reliable, can do well on his day. And if you can be on the same pace as him then you've got potential to go further.
Oh, Chris Smiley, I forgot about him. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
He actually had a pretty good year last year. He got lots of points, he got a podium. I apologise.
First half of the year was good.
Mistake.
Second half of the year, it fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have an alternator issue when he was on pole position at Stettin and didn't start the race? Oh, he was right up there. Something happened like this.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly, but definitely something happened. But him and Lloyd were very closely matched, but Lloyd just slightly better.
Lloyd got a win as well.
Lloyd he was independent champion, wasn't he, as well, Dan Lloyd?
He was.
Yeah.
What's Dan Lloyd doing this year since he's not here?
Focusing on his business, I think.
Yeah, well, yes, he's doing a lot, to be fair, just not a lot racing-wise.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Mm.
I mean, you're looking at last year's entry list, there was 29 drivers in total. See if you remember some of these names. Ryan Bensley.
Yep, we spoke about him the other day.
Oh, because we bumped into Creasy.
Yes, we did. We tried not to make eye contact.
Well, we didn't talk to him, but we were sat in his lunch and he walked past us and then back the other way and all that. There's a rumour on the internet that apparently he's been offered half a season in a BMW.
Ooh. I mean, more cars on the grid, but
hey, yeah,
maybe not that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be half a season because Michael Crease can't do a full season. It's impossible.
Not without giving it to his accountant or whatever it was,
which is Bensley.
State
agent, mortgage advisor. I don't know.
Ryan Bensley was his mate, and then he realised after he gave him the seat, he made a complete arse of it because he had promised the seat to Centre Proctor in the second half of the season, hadn't he? And then figured out you can only change driver twice.
Yeah.
So he done himself out a drive, which was fairly impressive. But yeah, I like Creasy. Finn Leslie, remember him?
Yeah. Speedworks. Also, there was potential that he was going to be with PowerMax this year because he's part of their junior lineup. So yeah, possibly.
Stephen Jelly is away as well.
No, I don't remember him.
There was he had a weird season because he lost out with the Cook drive in the Hondas.
Yeah.
Did one round in a Cooper, very random.
Yes, and obviously realised how poor that car was.
And then was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
There was speculation as to whether or not he'll turn up in a third BMW, but it's not happened, has it?
Sadly not now. I was joking. Jelly is a good driver. He's just not a race-winning driver, but he's a solid performer.
Max Hall, he left after hitting everyone he possibly could.
He's
most
back
notably Gordon Shedden several occasions.
I've forgotten about that. The unlikely rivalry we didn't expect.
I know. I was really looking forward to seeing how Max Hall was going to develop for that this season as well, because I thought
we hyped him up.
His decision making was terrible, but I think his actual pace was very good.
He's doing TCR again this year.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, and Ronan Pearson, of course, he departed midway through last year as well, which is a shame because I thought he was.
He could be good. Yeah, he could be
good. Young Scottish driver.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the grid for this year. Also, as was mentioned, Jake Hill's gone. Turkington's still out. Not really.
Which is GT this year.
Yes.
With WSR, it should be said. Yeah.
So that's all the teams and drivers. Before we'll finish on the rules because you guys can explain them to me.
Oh, Nick can.
Yeah,
I'm not sure either. That's why
we've got pre-qualifying for a qualifying race. So Nick, you get ready for that.
Yeah,
we'll finish off with we'll start with our predictions from here since we've just spoken about all drivers. We'll do the predictions now.
Okay. So, oh god.
So we'll start with the Jack Sears. No, sorry. We'll start with the Jack Sears. There's only 4 drivers eligible for that this year.
Yeah.
It's Lewis Selby, Max Buxton, James Dorlin, and Nicholas Hamilton.
So I'm just looking at Tom, who's typing it in Cook for every single one in the previous predictions. For me, I think I'd have to say Dorlin for those.
Yeah, I would say the same, but now I'm just feeling a bit contrarian, so I'll go Selby. Why not?
I think Dorlin would be the favourite because he had a decent running results last year. But yeah, I'll go with Max Buxton.
Interesting, yeah. Well, he's had some testing now.
Yeah.
Now, independent drivers title. Who won it last year? It was
Dan Lloyd.
Dan Lloyd, of course it was. He's not here.
Yeah.
So, independents for this year, we have Aidan Moffat, Mikey Doble, Dexter Patterson, James Darwin, Chris Smiley, Daryl DeLeon, Charles Rainford, Gordon Shedden, and Aaron Taylor-Swift.
It's a tricky one, this.
It is.
I fancy the WSR drivers. But then you start thinking, oh, Gordon Shedden's a 3-time champion. He can have an independence title to go with it all. That'll be quite cool.
Yeah.
And then you sort of go, oh, but I like Mikey Doble.
Yeah.
It's actually the most competitive independence in a while, I think.
I think so, actually.
It's an interesting pack because, as you say, you look at the young drivers who are quick, you look at Shedden, and then you kind of think about, he's a great driver, but I'm not sure about his car. For me, with this one, I'm going to go with Charles Rainford.
Yeah, it is tempting.
Wrong one, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
For audio listeners, there's
Google document.
Tom's writing in a Google doc. So
I just Colin put Rainford for overall champion by accident.
Well, we'll see. We'll get to there.
I'm going to go Shedden. There we go. Done.
And I don't want to pick the same as either of you, so...
But
I'll sod it, Doble.
Yes!
I don't think the car's going to be quick enough, but I want him to get it.
Do you know what? I'm really tempted to change mine to De Leon, though.
Yeah, De Leon.
De Leon. It could be the breakthrough year, right? He had an engine failure from pole, and
I do think Rainford's quicker, but only tiny bit.
Yeah.
So I would put him ahead, but
all right,
we'll have to see.
I'm sticking with it. Up, Gordon.
Okay.
No, that's the wrong expression. Moving on.
Yeah. Teams Championship. There was only 2 points in it last year between Napa Racing and Team Vertu. You would think those two should be the front runners, but we've also got, Plato. Could he jump in straight into that with two competent drivers? Someone else make a jump. So yeah, what we're thinking teams.
I'm going Napa.
That's good. I was thinking Team Virtue. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Probably just because they've got a slightly better overall lineup. I think Collard's a better third choice driver than Osborne.
Oh, damn it.
But I'm not sure who's eligible for points. But yeah, that's what I'm going with.
If you don't know the rules, we've no chance of knowing the rules. So
True.
I'll go with Napa. No, Napa. Okay, manufacturer's champion, which is tricky because I need to figure out who's a manufacturer.
Who the heck is it? Just Toyota?
So it's the constructors.
So there is Hyundai, there is Ford, there is Toyota, Mercedes.
Yep. BMW.
And oh no, they're also as independent. Do they qualify as a constructor now?
Oh, well, they are independent.
On the entry list, they're now an independent team. So
is it still the manufacturer championship or constructors championship?
I keep changing these. That's where it gets confusing because it's down as constructors and WSR are a constructor for that.
Well, I'll say this last year on last year's Wikipedia page, it says manufacturer/constructor championship.
Right, so no one knows.
Well, hold on. I'm on the BTC's website. Let's have a look. There must be a standings page, isn't there?
It's probably blank for this year.
Current standings. Manufacturers/constructors.
Okay.
So that was last year's results, Colin. Don't look at those. So yeah, anyway, so you've got Hyundai, Ford, Toyota, Mercedes. That's it.
So BMW have dropped down. Interesting.
According to the entry list, yeah, no BMWs.
Cool.
Okay. Right. So.
Well, as I've gone Napa for teams, I have to go Ford for this.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It would be strange to go differently, wouldn't it?
Yes, but I am strange.
Yeah, hedge your bets.
Yeah. Come on then. I'm going to go Ford. Just for the hell of it.
All right.
Well done. Okay, the Independence Team Champion. So that is West Surrey Racing. There is Power Maxed LKQ. There is Power Max Steel Seal. There's Restart Racing, and then there's Laser Tools with MB Motorsport.
Yeah, I know who it should be.
I'm going to go with Laser Tools with MB.
Yep.
I'm going to go LKQ then, just to be different. But I think, yeah, Laser Tools
Because Power Max
probably
alone
should be the best.
Sorry, do you want to say that again, please?
No, that's okay. Laser Tools have the best lineup, 2 cars, 2 race-winning drivers. Whereas I think Doble and Moffitt should do okay, but they probably won't be as good as Laser Tools. But I can hope.
I will say Restart won it last year very convincingly. None of us have said them yet.
But were Laser Tools only 1 car last year or not entered or?
Laser Tools weren't in it.
They were only 1 car as well. They weren't in it. It was just the Cupras, Astras, and Restart at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. And obviously I think Power Max would have had something to say if they'd have, not burnt to a crisp.
Yes.
Does anyone remember the Powder Monkey Brewing Co. with S-Doc team from last year?
No, who was that?
I do remember that name.
Powder Monkey Brewing Co. with S-Doc.
Was that Creasy?
No, it was one of the Cupras, or 2 of the Cupras. But Patterson was in it, wasn't he?
Wasn't he Rocket?
Oh, yes, no, he was.
It could have been Hamilton.
Because I know at one point there was like 6 Cupras on the grid, and they all seem to have different actual team names.
So the Powder Monkey Brewing Co. with S-Doc was Nick Hamilton.
It was.
I still don't know what S-Doc is. Live Google.
It's fine. As long as it funds a driver, it can be any company.
I'm using. I'll put the buttons on a Mac. That's terrible. I've had a Mac for years. Oh no. S-Doc. I'm just typing it. I can't copy and paste. S-Doc is environmental seals and cold chain dock systems. All right, so it's not an ingredient. But it was like an ingredient.
Handline and burdock.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a flower. Right, okay. We'll leave that one. Right, now we have the Wingfoot Award, which is a qualifying, which I don't know how the hell they're going to do this year, because I don't know.
Oh, is it qualifying race results?
No, isn't it? Yeah, it's just grid results. So it's best qualifying. Ingram won last year.
Yeah, but how's it awarded this year?
The same thing, I believe, isn't it?
All right, okay.
I don't think anything has changed. It's
right.
No, last year. So after the qualifying race, that counts.
Oh God, yes, I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Is there even a Wingfoot Award this year? We don't know. So let's predict this with no actual knowledge of what's going to happen.
Right, hold on. Right, I'm on the official qualifying announcement page. So let's search for Wing.
Control F Wingfoot.
Yeah.
Or no, Mac F or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's not in that article, so that's not helpful, BTCC. Thanks for that. Right,
I haven't got the technical rules and regulations.
Well, it's probably in there. Right, I'll go with Sutton.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no, different race series.
Is there multiple Wingfoots?
So the Goodyear Wingfoot Award also exists in the European Le Mans series, but it's a fan-voted thing.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, it's not listed in the BTC regulations for this year.
I think it's gone.
Right, we'll just award it then. Right, it'll be our new thing. It'll now be the Final Corner Podcast Wingfoot Award.
Yes! And we're doing it on average grid position for race 1.
Yeah, that'll do.
All right.
Or results from the results from the qualifying race. How about that?
Yeah.
In which case, that's going to be Ash Sutton, isn't it?
What did you say, Colin?
I said Sutton.
Okay, I'll go Camish. Don't know why. Just have.
Right, we'll save the big award for last, so we'll go to the British Touring Car Drivers' Champion. World Drivers' Champion, as we proclaimed last year as well.
Yes.
Right, so the obvious two to shout about is Ingram and Sutton. Does anyone want to go down the list? Let's start with that. Does anyone want to go for a Camish or a Rowbottom or a
Cook.
Doughball? Cook, yes.
I want it to be Cook. It's not going to be Cook. So no, not after I was going for it out of emotional context last year, but no, Sutton.
To become a record holder.
Yeah. The 5-time champion and new hairline.
You said that, not me. Oh, man. Have you already gone, Colin?
I haven't. No, I'm waiting on you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. So you know what? I just feel contrarian. I feel like this is the year. I'm doing it. I've gone Cook.
One of us always has to.
Yeah, that's it. Tradition.
Yeah, I'm going to break tradition and not go with Gordon Shedden, though. I'm going to go with Tom Ingram. I want to win.
Yeah.
Right, so Ingram, Cook, Sutton as our predictions.
Yeah.
Right, the big one.
Instantly
the Jason
regret that.
Plato Award. The Jason Plato Award for unsportsmanlike driving. Now,
yes,
it was originally termed the shithouse of the year, and it was born out of what was the terrible guy? Andy Neat, was it?
Yep, that's the one.
It was after Andy Neat, and then someone proclaimed, no. Jason Plato deserves this more than Andy Neat. So it's great to see Jason back. We've got an award named after him. So yeah, the Jason Plato Award for unsportsmanlike conduct, we'll say.
I was going to say, because that would rule out Plato if we went for unsportsmanlike driving. But yes, if we're going to go conduct, Plato is available to be chosen.
No, I'm going Plato. I think he's going to appear at the end of the year in the third car.
Yes, he did mention that, didn't he, over the tannoy? He did say.
I've actually gone for Jason Plato.
Good.
How genuinely though? How good would that be?
Yeah,
it'd be like
mega. Yeah,
it'd be like the Undertaker's gong going off randomly in WWE, and everybody just goes, "Oh my god, what's he doing here?" And
yes, yes, please do it, and please do it in secret until the qualifying starts. You know?
Yeah, just qualifying. Suddenly, a car just appears out of nowhere. There's just a smoke machine goes off, and another Mercedes pops out, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's Jason Plato!"
I'd love that.
The
they're
American
definitely
badass version, though.
They're building a third. It's currently a spare, but then Alan Hyde asked him about driving it, and he got excited, didn't he? Now, whether that's true or not, I mean, I hope they get the sponsors to field the third car towards the end of the year.
Yeah,
you know, it's RML Group. I see Rob Huff's doing some testing work with it, driving historic cars for them. Get Huff in there for the final few rounds. That'd be fantastic. But I'll go Plato just because, if the WWE thing, that'd be amazing. And the crowds will be big. Although then you won't be able to do the secret stuff. But what he could do is he does the final three and no one knows that, and then he does the secret surprise thing for the first of the three, and then the final two are sold out.
Yeah. If that did happen, you will see Matt Neal at one of those races. So if he's his tinfoil hat and
Matt Letitia will be there.
Yeah, there's no way Plato's coming back and Matt Neal's allowing it, so he'll be there. Right, Nick, what are you thinking?
Did we say that last year Rowbottom won this?
Yeah, I think for taking out his teammate in the last race.
He made a late entry and a late dive. I think I'm going to have to go for Ricky Collard because the Collard family in general does like a bit of a Barney. So,
yes,
I can see something going on there. Let's see. Oh, unless Creasy gets a drive, then he would just automatically be my entry.
Right, are you going with?
Collard.
Going with Ricky. You're going Ricky Collard. Will Dan Rowbottom fall out with his team this year? That's the question.
What 1 year didn't we give it to Ingram because he was cutting chicanes and stuff?
Yes,
we did.
and taking people out at Croft. I can't remember who it was.
Oh yeah, remember he kept turning into people and
he cleaned up last year.
Oh, yeah, because his car was 4 times quicker than anyone else's.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You know what? Since you think he might be a bit pegged back this year and might be closer, I'm going to go with Tom Ingram.
Yeah, okay.
I was eyeing up Dan Rowbottom there, but you've thrown me with that one. I'm going to go for Tom Ingram.
That
Right,
works.
we're locked in. Predictions, final corner predictions for the year ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll review those in. Is it October we finish?
Yeah.
I think so.
Who knows?
Yes.
We're
Yes.
unprepared this year.
It is,
October.
yes. Brands Hatch.
Yes. So in October we'll figure out who won. I can't remember who won last year. Was it Tom?
Probably. I think so. I think we got like one right between all of us.
Oh yeah, it was a bad year. It was we're too optimistic about our favourite drivers.
I've done it again.
Let's have a look. Oh yes, Tom won with 3 correct answers.
Whoa.
Colin had 2 correct, and I had 1.
There we go.
Yeah. If you've listened this far, you might have figured out we don't really know what we're talking about. So
Yeah, but we're not pretending to.
Right, we'll save the best for last. Right, Nick, what the hell is going on with qualifying?
This is
I
impossible.
forgot about this. Right, so instead of having 2 practice sessions on Saturdays, yeah, I'm trying to think. It's not Fridays, it's not F1.
Off to a good start.
There used to be 2 practice sessions. Now there will be 1 practice session that's 5 minutes longer. And the second session is basically a qualifying session. And that will be just 2 qualifying groups. So you won't have the whole knockout system that you had before. There's just 2 groups run, and then they put them back together to decide what the actual grid will be. For the qualifying race, which is a 15-minute race, or nearest amount of laps to 15 minutes, rounded up, which starts 10 minutes after the end of the qualifying session.
So you don't even get to go out and have a pee.
So I think a Tom Chilton interview, he said that they're going to have to use the same fuel across qualifying and the qualifying race. So the cars will be heavier than you expect.
Yeah.
In the qualifying session.
Yes, and there's no option tyres allowed. But you have to use whatever the prescribed tyre is, which is usually the medium, I believe. But depending on the track.
Which is fine by me, by the way.
Yes, as long as everyone's on the same tyre, that's good. So it's the standard event tyre. All wets have to be used. What's the other thing? Oh yes, boost will be set on the championship order. So I'm assuming everyone gets the full allocation of boost for the
first one,
and then after that we'll see how it goes.
It's half points, but it's not half length. Is that correct?
Yes, something like that, isn't it? It's because it's time rather than laps.
Yes,
but it's half points, but they've split them up, haven't they? So you still get 15 points positions, but only a maximum of 10 points.
Yeah, because you can get. What's quite strange is you can finish ahead of someone and get the same number of points.
Yes. So the points go down from 10. Then it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And then the next 2 places both get 4 points. The next 2 places after that both get 3. And then the next 2 points, the next 2, 1 point each. Which is just weird, but more racing is always good.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's basically a sprint, isn't it, from F1 they've done?
Yeah, but you're not allowed to call it a sprint. Otherwise, Alan Gow sends you a letter, apparently.
Yes.
So last year how some drivers were saying hybrid in interviews and then getting a slap on the wrist. No, it's boost or TTB. Now it's going to be, I did really well in the sprint. Qualifying race.
Well, this made me laugh, actually, when I was reviewing the technical regulations for this year. It still calls it the HEM in one of the things, which is the hybrid energy management.
No, so even the wrong rules.
Yeah, mostly it says TTB on all of it, but the chart that tells you how much you can use for each one still says HEM.
Oh dear. That is funny.
So we've got a qualifying session on Saturday, and then we've got a mini race, basically.
And that's all free on YouTube.
Yes, it's not on the main IFD channels, but it is on YouTube.
And then Sunday stays the same. So essentially, we're getting 4 races per weekend now.
Yep.
Fine. Brilliant.
I mean, the benefit of this is you should get a more mixed up front in the grid most weeks. Because
then how's the boost going to be for race 1?
Yeah, that's what I haven't yet been able to work out. Is it from the results of the qualifying race or is it from championship position? I haven't been able to see that yet. But
that's
we'll soon
confusing.
Find out.
Yeah, well, it's a new format. We'll see how it goes. If it mixes things up a little bit, then that would be great.
It will.
If it's championship position, sorry to interrupt, then let's say round 2, championship leader has not a lot of boost in the qualifying session, not a lot of boost in the qualifying race, and then not a lot of boost for race 1.
Yeah, that's why I'm assuming it's qualifying, but I'm still not too sure.
Which would be wild because it means that you might not get points in the first race, the first main race. Yeah,
but we shall find out this weekend. One other
no,
thing.
we won't. We all find out in the second round.
True. Didn't think of that. But yeah, also there is no point for fastest lap or for leading a lap for the qualifying race.
That's fair enough. Makes sense. Okay. Is there any other rule changes that we should know about that are impactful?
Yes. Tom, your turn?
No, I don't know it.
Well,
I've not read it.
The Toka Turbo Boost is slightly different. It's pretty much the same as last year, but the cars are able to deploy it at slightly earlier times when you're further down. One key thing as well is that you can now deploy it straight after the safety car, but there was one bit on here I just wanted to check. Yes, the minimum time between deployments has been increased to 5 seconds. So therefore, you cannot use the boost over the line and then carry on using it. So if you're at the end of a lap, you can use the boost up to the line, but you then have to wait another 5 seconds before you can use it again.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, slightly different. It's made to prevent that thing where people were just boosting over the line and then carrying on.
Yeah. Also, it's 8th place down.
Mm-hmm.
You can apply the boost from a lower speed.
Yeah.
Than last year.
Which you could always do, but they've lowered that bar a little bit more.
Yes.
They always had a lower speed than the cars.
Sorry, bigger difference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's really the main rule changes. There's a couple of other things that were brought in, but they're not really relevant for these things. There's a thing that I just found funny that teams can nominate one car for new drivers where they don't score points, but it's a good way to get rookies into the series, which clearly worked because we got one middle-aged managing director.
Yes, the bringing through new talent hasn't worked brilliantly this year, has it?
Do you think that rule is for late entrants in the year?
No, it is specifically for rookies.
Right,
it says it in the regulations for it. But...
Oh yeah, literally right. I'm looking at that next bullet point. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it will help for when a few of the older drivers disappear and we have to get new people in a year or two.
All right. Otherwise,
yes,
press on.
Yes. So that kind of brings us to our last point that we'll have to do. We always pick a rookie driver to watch throughout the season, and unfortunately, they seem to get sacked quite regularly these days. So we have had to change it mid-season several times.
Mm-hmm.
What did we start with? Was it Double Watch or Smelt Watch?
It was Smelt. We had this conversation the other day, me and Tom.
Smelt Watch, we kicked it all off. We've had a few successful rookies that we've picked. We've had several duds as well, unfortunately.
Yes.
Now, as you've mentioned, the trouble we've got this year is there's only one rookie, which would be Selby Watch.
Mm-hmm.
You have a proposal which you would like to discuss, though, Nick. So the floor is yours.
Suggest opening it up to drivers who have not had a win in their career so far, which means we would have 6 choices to choose from rather than automatically being given Selby. But it doesn't mean we don't pick Selby, because we might want to follow how he goes. But we then have a choice between Lewis Selby, Ricky Collard, Nick Hamilton, Max Buxton, Dexter Patterson, or James Dorlin. And I will leave it up to you two to decide, because I tend to always pick the person we follow. And I say, overall, I think I've chosen poorly apart from Doble.
Tom, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm a bit of a purist sometimes. So, it should be Selby Watch, but then I don't want to listen to me as if he's going to listen to it, put pressure on him. So it could just be Selby Watch, but if not, I would like to see James Dolin putting some good results, and so I would be tempted to just follow him.
Well, the other choice would be that Dorlin and Buxton, neither of whom have completed a full season yet.
We already did Box Watch, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Great name. Best name yet.
Yeah, we could do Cell Watch for this one, maybe.
Cell Watch then. Cell B it is.
Yeah.
We'll stick with Cell B.
Well, yeah, let's not break tradition yet. Like, we
Yep.
don't know if there's every chance Lewis Selby won't be here, judging on her past form.
That's a good plan for if there's no rookies, right? Next year or later on.
So let's start with Selby Watch, and then when he inevitably disappears after round 2, we can then, we can then have a look at the other ones. But yeah,
so it's the Lewis look-along, okay?
The what? The Lewis
look-along.
Oh, look-along. Lewis look-along.
Name pending.
That'll do. So yeah, you're new to British Touring Cars. You've done well to get this far. If not, I'm sure as excited as we are for the return. We also started Donington Park this weekend, 19th of April. Then we go to Brands Hatch Indy, Snetterton, Alton Park, Thruxton, Knockhill, Donington Park Grand Prix, Croft, Silverstone, which is still the wrong layout, and I'll bang this drum forever and a day.
What do you want, the other short one?
I want the big one. Give me the big one. I want the big layout. Pay the extra rent. Come on, Alan. Don't be cheap. I'll retract that comment. I don't know if that's actually why I don't do it. I don't want a letter. That was a joke. No letters, please.
In his sheepskin jacket and his Rolls Royce and serve you.
Well, yeah. My Honda Civic isn't worth that much. Sorry, Alan. And then we finish off with Brands Hatch Grand Prix, which will be dark and rainy, and no one will see the finish because it'll be pitch black. So we're done.
Can't wait.
How excited?
Yeah, looking forward to this.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, really.
As mentioned, all the races, of course, are on ITV4. It's weird. The Touring Cars isn't the final race this weekend at Brands Hatch.
All right.
There's a Legends race after it. Or Donington, sorry, this weekend. Which is strange.
Also, I think on TV before is a first of a potentially 4-part documentary following the startup of Jason Plato Racing, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what that's like.
So get it recorded or catch it on ITVX, see if it's any good or not. But it's the program before when the touring cars coverage starts. Whatever time that is, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's normally it's like 10 in the morning or 11 in the morning, stuff like that normally. So yeah, first race at 11:30. But of course there's Legends, Formula 4, Minis, Porsches, Porsche Carreras. There's loads of different sport races.
There is.
Anyway, so that'll be our Sunday. A nice, happy, hungover Sunday for me, hopefully. We can see. Right, so that's it for everyone. We'll be back next week with a review show of the first rounds of the British Touring Car Championship from Donington. After that, is F1 back before the Touring Cars? I've kind of forgotten about F1.
Who knows?
Might be
Easter
the same
holiday.
weekend. I'm not sure. It's in May.
So the 3rd of May is Miami, so that'll be our next episode.
Before then.
Yeah, before we then go to Brands Hatch Indy. There's another 3 weeks between Miami and Canada. What is this calendar?
Yeah.
Anyway, right, that'll do us. Thank you very much. Subscribe and all that usual influencer nonsense.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. Yes. Share and yeah.
Share and subscribe. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a sub? Why do people pay for subs? Can we get subs? I want money.
Oh, well, a subscription on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube is a free thing. It's just so that you can get notified when a new one comes out. But you're right, then the term sub is also another thing, a member or something.
But people pay for subs, and I see people get money for subs. Why don't I get sub money?
I think it's only on Twitch where sub is a paid thing. And OnlyFans, I guess.
Yeah, start the hype train.
Well, we could maybe do that. And I think that's enough. So, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.